One shot, who me? Take that, ooh-wee. One shot, movie. That's all you need.
One shot for everybody living in the moment. One shot is all you get, so you gotta own it. One shot. You only get one shot. One shot for everybody living in the moment. One shot is all you get, so you gotta own it. One shot. You only get one shot. One shot. You only get one shot. You only get one shot. One shot for everybody living in the moment. One shot is all you get, so you gotta own it. One shot. You only get one shot.
Whenever I touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touchdown.
The rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. They'll start the drive with Harris. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, these two teams met in Pittsburgh earlier in the year with the Steelers prevailing in that one. So a win here in Baltimore would give them the season sweep.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now here's another carry for Harris. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set. 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. Garoppolo now, first down throw. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Calais Campbell able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. From midfield, here's Garoppolo.
He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. A gain there of 21 yards. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Here's Freiermuth again. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Garoppolo now. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them, and an absolute shock for the quarterback, because he went into it, he saw the numbers we saw, he watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be, but early in this one, advantage defense.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Play action. Now Jackson. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
And we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show
Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Tell me I didn't just see these first 2 possessions. I mean, is this one of those cases of anything you can do, I can do
better?
Maybe not better, huh?
Worse?
Yeah, just a little bit. Very sloppy start. I think maybe a case of the nerves for both teams.
And now we're back to an even playing field. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead, and he's got it down to the 28.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Garoppolo. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Harris. Down inside the 10. Touchdown. Najee Harris, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. The loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Jackson now. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
When you run into slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw.
Open man is Bateman. It's complete.
And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now Jackson on 1st down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
The Ravens now at 2-5 to start play. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Jackson from the shotgun.
That is caught. Rashad Bateman.
And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 29-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
He'll get it to the 23-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Throwing is Jackson. And that'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with a short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
So 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. And he loses the football a second time, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line.
Can we get some forensics done here? Because I need to figure out.
What, on that ball?
Yeah, on the ball, on the guys carrying the ball, what's going on? Back-to-back drives, back-to-back fumbles. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you're coming out here to play in the NFL.
I don't think the coaching staff thinks it makes a whole lot of sense either.
No, maybe there'll be changes, but if nothing else, there will be a few stern talking tos, that's for sure.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And they are a game under 500 now following the loss a week ago. And this is a team, Charles, that just has not been able to string victories together.
Yeah, they're certainly going the wrong way, aren't they? Because it looked like they had things pointing in the right direction, but now they've lost 2 straight, and that means this game is vital, extremely important, because if they fall 2 games below 500, the road back into playoff contention, awfully difficult.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Garoppolo. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? He'll look to throw.
Slant pass complete, Najee Harris.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
Well, they showed a 5-receiver set, had the backfield empty, and lined the running back out to the left. Plenty for the quarterback to process both pre- and post-snap, but he was able to find his man, and it turns into a big play.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Tackle there by Michael Pierce.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. To throw, it's Garoppolo.
Setting up the screen, Harris. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
On the give, this is Harris. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You're talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Garoppolo looks to throw.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side.
The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Here we go. Here we go. Mike 14. Mike 14. 2, 3.
Garoppolo on first down. Very quick throw. He's got Myers. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Boswell's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now they try the right side here. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
That's on the guard, Kevin Zeitler.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st. Give him 3 yards there, as that'll take us to 4th down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a 1st down.
So they get the flag for pass interference. Big call there on 4th down.
But it's the right call, and as much as I wanted to see them play through incidental contact, he's definitely there too early.
So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. To throw is Jackson. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number. Not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Rolling to his left. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and control you have to remain as a defender. That was a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Jackson. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And in for the Ravens touchdown.
Rashad Bateman
from 6 yards away.
And the Ravens' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So it took them a little while, Charles, but now they have their first points of the game, and they come here in this third quarter.
And more often than not, Brandon, when that happens, you find yourself down 21, 28 points and not really with a lot of hope, but with that touchdown, they're right back in this game.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for two does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he elects not to bring this one out as his guys will take over at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
41 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
They hand this off to Harris, and he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Calais Campbell on the stop. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 8. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 44-yard line. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. You ready for a Captain Obvious comment?
Let's go. Go with it, please.
He had the 5 picks last week. He's got to be much more pleased. Just the 1 interception. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
And not only is he pleased, his entire team is. Because throwing those 5 interceptions affects everyone. That's extra work for your defense and not enough possessions for your offense. He's flipped that ratio around in this game.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Throwing now is Garoppolo.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Calais Campbell picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Here's Brian Anger now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead. And Jackson going to have the first down as he will get to the ground to avoid the contact. 23 yards on the tuck and run. So there you go. Said your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield of man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
So second down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. On second down, they'll run it here. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
They're going for it with Dobbins. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Where they were on the field, kind of no man's land. Do you like the call?
I love the call. Almost had to go for it there, right? Because of what you just described. Too far for the field goal. Too short for the punt. You might punt in the end zone and just give them good field position anyway. Let's go for it. Plus, they were moving the ball. They had confidence that they could pick up this last bit of real estate.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
On second down, a run with Dobbins. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They face a critical third down now, needing a score here in the late going. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Give him the third down conversion. 5 yards on the play.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there. And now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
Jackson to throw.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now Jackson. He finds Bateman over the middle. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Jackson. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
I'm actually looking at this play with defensive eyes here, partner, because they were still laser focused on him after his earlier exploits on this drive. I think they went back to the well just a little bit too soon. He got across the line of scrimmage, but they certainly weren't giving up much more than that.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
47 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave him with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
Jackson.
And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
Charles, what a big drive late in the fourth quarter to take this lead.
And normally you're really excited if your offense has the ball late in the game. But I think this crew is really excited to have their defense go back out there because they haven't surrendered a point in the fourth quarter yet. They've helped make this comeback possible with their defensive play. Now they get a chance to finish this game off.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll start things out at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Now Garoppolo. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
On a bad time late for a poor throw. It's intercepted.
Picked up by Marcus Williams.
And the Ravens have just about sewn up this football game.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for Baltimore, they get a much-needed victory to get to 3-5 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
it's always me and never them. One shot for everybody living in the moment. One shot is all you get, so you gotta own it. One shot, you only get one shot. One shot for everybody living in the moment. One shot is all you get, so you gotta own it. One shot, you only get one shot.
Heart of a lion, my time, here I go. I am not moving in silence. If it ain't moving, move it. We making movies, moving. I get the chance and take it. We bout to build it. They leaving it vacant. I just go harder. I am a ball that I gotta get it. I am so with it. I will go get it. That is the difference. I am not waiting. I am not faking. Everything out here, that's for the take.